What is going on, YouTubers? I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. Let's get started right after the introduction. Yeah, so I had to grab my little homemade stand here. So I got to take a 30-minute drive across town. I'm gonna go see a really good friend of mine. Been friends with this guy for better part of 20 years. He's an aquarium enthusiast. He's been in the hobby actually longer than I have. And yeah, he's gonna give me some free stuff. I like freebies. So guys, my buddy, he called me yesterday and he was like, hey man, I got this canister filter that just came in. It's a Sun product. I was thinking about doing an unboxing, or I was thinking about letting you do an unboxing. Why don't you come over here to the casa and let's take it out of the box and you can show your viewers what this big old, I think it's a 304B, looks like, in case any of your subscribers or soon-to-be subscribers or anybody that just happens to come across your channel is interested in buying a Sun. My buddy tells me I'm gonna give you some free fish. I was like, I'm coming over. I love free fish. So he has a 55-gallon freshwater, and he had it planted, and he's shutting the freshwater down because I believe he's going to turn it into a 55-gallon saltwater. So his original plan, see here, he has a 125 cichlid tank. Has some pretty awesome, beautiful cichlids. And he's always wanted a 55-gallon community. So he finally got it. And then he came across this awesome deal on a 37, just say a 40-gallon aquarium tall that he was going to turn into a saltwater. But it sounds like he's not going to do the saltwater in the tall. He's wanting to do it in the 55. So I should head over there and see what he has going on. He's also been working on this RO setup in his backyard too. So I'll pick his brain on it, and I'll also show you, in case y'all guys ever thought about getting into RO. A lot of your high-end aquarium shops, that's all they do is RO. There's a few in the greater San Antonio area. They don't even add any kind of treatment, no bacterias, no nothing, because they do their water changes once a week and they just put in RO and that's it. All right guys, I am here. I say we go and see if anybody's inside. See, right there was that 37 tall. All right everybody, I want you to meet Nick. This is my Miho. Say something, Miho.
What's going on, YouTube?
I was just telling everybody that you had some fishies that you were going to give to me out of your 55 community tank. And that is a nice tank. All right, guys. So the inhabitants inside here, is that one of those Chinese suckerfish back there?
Yeah, it's a Chinese.
Okay, so we have Chinese suckerfish, and then it looks like we have some live bears, platies. Look like an Australian rainbow fish. Look at the size of that Cory, guys. That dude is fully grown out. And looks like he has a reticulus in the back, which would be some kind of hill stream loach. And what else am I missing? What was this one again right here?
Yeah, tiger barb.
Yeah, and a tiger barb. Beautiful tiger barb.
The sharks, the red-tailed sharks.
Yeah. So what kind of cichlids are in this tank?
The great big one is what they call a Texas cichlid or a Rio Grande perch. It's the only native cichlid to North America. So I got him, the big one. The smaller one right here is the same type. It is another Texas cichlid. The other one down there is a green terror, which is a South American cichlid. Got an orange, just random African cichlid. I have two, you can find them. We have two channel cats. A pictus catfish. There he is. So here's the pictus right there in the back. Big pictus. And we have, that's my small channel cat right there, and the big one is hiding somewhere. Now for the filtration in this, we do have two 525 gallon per hour Sun canister filters, both with the 9-watt UV filter that does help with the killing of the algae spores. Well, you see there's really no algae. I have a small little piece of lucky bamboo in here. That's kind of more for decoration with the size of the tank.
How long have you had it in the tank?
About 3 or 4 months now. It's been in there.
Wow, looks pretty good.
We also have a sponge filter, a powered sponge filter. That's a 425 gallon per hour sponge filter.
That's that one that you made right there?
Yeah, no, that one right there, the blue one.
Okay.
The 425. The little canister on the bottom has a sponge, which I will show you. I have more. It does come out looking like this.
Oh, that's nice and porous.
So it's got a nice porous sponge in it. That was my algae scrubber pump, but I took the algae scrubber off, so it's just circulating water. Then I have your normal made in China power head. I'm not sure what the specs are on that, but it is attached to just a plastic water bottle filled with filter floss, and that is a mechanical filtration. Anything that's in the water that's big will get sucked into that, and eventually it'll turn that white filter floss brown, and that's when you know to change it. Which for filter floss, it's called Polyfill, the original Polyfill.
Walmart?
Buy this at Walmart for $2. I actually bought this on sale for 75 cents at Walmart. It was in their clearance section, but it's originally $1, $2. I also have this inside my canister filters. So I have the porous pads, and then I also have that, along with bio beads, the bio rings.
RO system taken apart and put back together. 1 hour later. All right, guys. So basically, what we did is we put his RO system back together. He was having some leak issues in each one of his batteries. So yeah, when he gets this ring clamped up, I'll do a close-up on what he did and why he did it, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll give you a close-up real quick. So this is his RO system.
All right, give you a little rundown of what we got here. This is an RO Buddy system, bought on Amazon for $55. It is the 50 gallons per day system. They have a 100 gallon per day system, but it's going to cost you about $10 more for the system, and you're not going to get the DI cartridge, which is this one right here, that can be bought for $20. So you're going to have $30 extra. When all you got to do is, once this 50 runs out, you can buy a 100 gallon per day membrane, and it's all the same. The housing, the filters, everything else is the same for $20, and you have it, and you save a little bit of money. But what we got here is, we got these two barrels right here, 55 gallon plastic food grade barrels, will be filled up with the RO water through this hose right here. It's going to fill up. As it's filling up, the weight of the water is going to push down into the manifold at the bottom here, which is piece 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Comes together, attaches to this one. It's got a faucet in the middle. So as the head pressure, as the Way till the water comes, it's going to push down. It's going to put the water down through the pipe. It's going to raise it up here and equalize it. So once it's full, I'll have 110 gallons of RO water at my disposal at any time. Now, if anybody's ever used RO systems, RO water knows that the downside to an RO system is wastewater. You get about 4 gallons of waste per gallon of fresh RO water. This is what I have here. These 2 barrels here will be 110 gallons of wastewater tapped through the top here. It's got the same basic concept. It'll fill up this one. The weight will push down the manifold, lift up here. Then it goes to the other side of the fence here into another water faucet, which will then either get dumped into my swimming pool, or it'll be used to water the grass and the plants around the house so that the water doesn't actually go to waste. The RO, like I said, the RO Buddy system, I could have plumbed it into my sink and just had the drain go down my drain, but I'd be losing 400 gallons every time I filled up. So this way there's no water wasting. We did the bucket system. Now, like I said, my problem that I had earlier was I was using 3/4 inch bulkheads in this, which use the same hole saw size as the 1 inch, except there's a little bit more play in the 3/4 inch. So the 3/4 inch had a little bit too much play in it. So I changed them all out to 1 inch bulkheads, which basically alleviated any play between the hole saw and the edge here of the bulkhead. Siliconed it up and glued everything. So we're gonna give it a little bit of time, let everything dry, and then we're gonna start filling up with water.
How long will it take to get your 110?
If it goes how it does, I would say probably 2.5 to maybe 3 days. Because it's a 50 gallon a day,
That's not bad.
we know it's probably not going to do exactly 50 gallons a day. So maybe a little over 2 days to 3 days.
Okay. So you're definitely, through the reclamation process, you're definitely going to have more bleed off fluid than you'll end up having for RO fluid.
Oh, definitely. For every time I fill up one of these, or both of these, that's 110 gallons, I'm going to have 440 gallons, roughly, of bleed water, of the wastewater.
It's quite a bit. And here's the other side, guys. He literally has it in a garden hose spigot. And he could end up watering his flower bed, watering his grass, and he'll could even route it over to the swimming pool. So, guys, if you have any questions about this RO system, please feel free to leave a comment down below in the form of a question. He's definitely a subscriber to the channel, so he'll be watching this video clip, and for anybody who has questions, he'll populate with answers if y'all are interested.
The bucket method here.
And those are 6 gallons?
Use 6 gallon buckets, food grade buckets. That'll be the way to get the RO water from the 2 tanks here into the house, into the tanks.
Should be these tanks right here.
So I'll put a small piece, probably a 2 to 3 foot piece of garden hose attached to this faucet right here. It'll fill up these. I'll also have a gallon meter set to that, so I know exactly how much I'm putting in. I'll fill up these. These will then go into the house. That way they can be stored at room temperature. That way, we are in South Texas, so summertime it's going to be 110 degrees in the shade. In the wintertime, it gets down to, we've had days where we're in the 30s, the 40s, 50s. So I don't want to dump 50 gallon or 100 gallon water into the tank. So these will go in the house. They'll acclimate to that. That way when I do water changes, I already have good, fresh room temperature water. To also be the 55 gallon tank that you guys saw earlier is going to be turned into a salt water. So once I mix my salt water, they'll end up going in here for storage as well.
And if y'all have any questions about this RO, like I said, just leave a comment down below and do pound Nick. All right, guys. So here is a Sun canister filter. It's an HW302, and it's going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 265 gallons an hour on a standard, typical, normal setup. And that's not calculating any kind of head pressure it's having to push against. So, without further ado, let's get this out onto the floor. All right. Tape off. It's like another little display right here. Multi-layer filtration. And here it is. You know, these are awesome alternatives for the expensive ones that you could buy at big box stores. I personally run two of these. One that's just like this, and then I have a bigger one on my 55-gallon aquarium, and they work just fine. I've had the one that's this size right here for 2 years, and after 2 years I finally did the maintenance to the impeller that drives the fluid motion, and it was in absolutely perfect shape. All right. What's cool about these Suns, and I just figured this out the other day, is these things are going to be under some kind of pressure, and these winglets right here, after you undo the main buckles, you take these winglets and you keep pushing them up, and they actually work as a jack to break the suction off. And the impeller is right here. Basically, you just take it and twist it, and on these small ones will come out as sometimes as a 2-piece, but that's basically it right there. And you want to do routine maintenance. Make sure that the orifice area stays clean. This one does come with media. Has these bio balls. This is going to be more of a live bacterial bioceramics with a fine mesh filter underneath. Get it close in. I normally replace this one in here. I put biosponge in it. Lasts a heck of a lot longer. Now it looks like that bottom one's going to be carbon down in here. Yeah, it's going to be some kind of carbon. But anyway, all of them come with the filter floss down in here. And a little bio. Oop, drop it. Here's the carbon. I would, before you put this in your filter, you need to rinse this off really well. So what's going to happen is if you don't rinse it off, you're going to give your water a very hazy and foggy look, and it's really not all that great for the fish. Okay. And here's the mechanics. They give you plenty of this green hose, and basically in each one of these bags is going to be the fittings for suction and discharge, and to hang the suction and discharge, whether you run a spreader bar, a suction. And for all y'all that run the suctions down to the very bottom, whether you have it halfway or all the way down to the bottom, I would add some kind of biofoam to the suction pickup. That's going to be your manifold. And on your suction pickup is going to, which is this guy right here. Essentially, you just leave this off and get you some 2-inch biofoam and put a slit in it, and then run it in the place of this. And that biofoam will act as your first line of defense for your biological filtration. And you can see right here, he has his biofoam on his pickup. This is a hob though on it, and this is essentially what I'm talking about, adding in line to any of your pickups on your canister filters. And if you're trying to breed any of your fish, and a community tank. It's essential to have this anyway so you don't get the fry, lose your fry through the filtering process. All right, guys, so if you have any questions about this HW302 Sun canister filter, please feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, with any questions that you might have, I like canister filters. I like Hobbs. What's better than the other? I don't know. I know when you run canister filters, you do have risks of running those canister filters, which would be more risk than running a Hobb on your unit. I have a 40-gallon axolotl tank at my house. I'm running 3 Hobbs. I have a 55-gallon community tank. I'm running 2 canister filters. I've never had a problem out of any of them. So not saying that you will. It's just, it all comes down to preference. Before any of y'all say anything about using the garden hose, keep in mind this is a 125-gallon tank. Alright guys, I'm here back at the house. That's pretty much going to conclude my video for today. Until next time, I want to thank each and every single one of my subscribers for sticking it out with me. I really appreciate the likes, the subscriptions, and all the comments y'all guys leave behind. With that being said, to all y'all people who haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and like, leave the comments, and don't forget to turn on the notification icon. Until next time, stay fished up, my friends.